Hey friends, welcome back. I am Jason and welcome to 24 Hours Toaster Survival. Look at the mysterious fog on our island. We're gonna call this Mystery Island. Salmon don't live here. So we're doing a 24-hour survival challenge where obviously we could just, when the weather's nice, not so nice right now, but when the weather gets nice, I could just come out here and lean up against a tree and sit here for 24 hours and not die. Not a problem. But the challenge is to accomplish goals: food, fire, water, shelter, navigation, and some sort of communication signaling type device. And we are allowed, well, I've selected to bring one survival item, and my one survival item is perhaps not what most of you would consider a survival item, but I'm hoping to think outside of my box and be creative and think of ways to solve my problems using this toaster oven. It's just an exercise in creativity, and I think it will be an enjoyable time, and I'm glad you're here to come along. Our survival location is just a tiny little island. It's not really an island anymore now that the lake is lower. It's a peninsula. You can pretty much walk out here. I guess technically it's still, we had to walk through a little bit of water, but anyway, small little island. Is not big, and we've got a handful of guys out here using this island, so resources are going to be at a premium, and we will see what we can come up with. So first things first, I probably want to do is take my toaster oven apart to some degree. I mean, yeah, I could sit on it and use it like a chair, which is pretty convenient, but I need to get some cordage off of here because I do want to get a fire going, and I can't use the elements without electricity to start my fire. There's no outlets out here, so I'm gonna maybe use this for a friction fire, perhaps. Something like that. Shelter. Philip, one of the guys that's joining us on the trip, had a really good idea, and that's basically, I mean, yeah, I could craft a shelter out of natural materials and stuff, and it would take me forever. Take me, you know, most of the day to build a really good watertight shelter, at least one that I would feel comfortable sleeping in the rain. But all of these little cavey depressions underneath the on the ground here next to the lake where the waves have come and washed it out, if you cleared that out right there, you would have some overhead cover from a rain. I mean, even if it was raining pretty hard, there's a chance that you'd stay fairly dry under something like that. And if you made yourself some sort of elevated bed, which is probably what I would do, that's a really good idea. Philip had an excellent idea. So instead of building some monstrosity of a shelter, just crawl in underneath here, underneath this earthen bank. And, you know, even if it, I mean, it's not like there's a cliff above you where if it collapsed on you, you're going to die. It's not going to be, get a little dirty, but that'd be about it. So that might be a really good idea. And I could add some stuff out here, right, to make it a little bit bigger if I chose to. It's really not a bad idea. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to scavenge, so that would be an option too. So on this challenge, I'm making up these rules as I go, so bear with me. But we could possibly scavenge for cordage, fishing line, fishing lures and stuff hung up in the trees, which is almost certainly going to be the case. Somebody else might get to that before me, so that I might not be able to get that one done. But we, I could find all kinds of stuff, cans and bottles and such. All right, let's see what other useful things I can get out of here. I mean, obviously, if I did have fire going, I could cook on this. If I could catch a fish, I could cook on my my little grate here. It has some aluminum foil in the bottom, but I'd say it's fairly shot. That's my guess. Could possibly use that as a signaling device. Yeah, look at that. We could break the glass and nap us some sort of cutting edge. May or may not be necessary. That's some really soft metal right there. There's a spider in here that probably thought it was a good idea to make a home until I turned it on and cooked him. I use this toaster oven to make kydex sheaths and stuff for knives. funny sound to hear out here. Gosh, without tools, it's tough to get in these things. I could possibly use the stuff that I've already gotten off for different tasks. I could maybe bend this back and forth to get myself some sort of jagged metal edge, and I could use that. I could either sharpen it perhaps on a rock, or I could use it just as that jagged edge is like kind of a rough saw to kind of do some woodworking. Like if I am doing a friction fire, I will need to do a little bit of wood crafting, and I can do it with rocks, but the rocks around here suck. I mean, this is what we're dealing with here. These are not very good rocks. There might be some quartz, and that's probably your best bet. But if I could make this metal thing into some sort of fashionable knife, that would be cool. It's gonna be hard to get into this thing unless I just start smashing it against a rock, which I could do. Back in there's a small little fan, which I don't think is gonna be very useful. Let's see what we can do with what we've harvested out of here so far. And I can sit on my stool. That's probably the best use of this thing. All right, with lots of effort, I'm starting to get a little tear going in my piece of metal here. And it's got a pretty sharp, jagged edge, which I think I could use to saw through and craft a little bit of wood. So it's just gonna be a process to get that ripped all the way down. I'm just bending it back and forth over and over and over again to get it to tear. We shall see. Let's see, so fire, I'm gonna work on friction fire because I think that's pretty much my only shot. Shelter, I think I'm gonna take Philip's idea, follow his lead on that one. Great idea, and I'm just gonna tuck underneath one of those little caves there. That'll save me a lot of time building shelter. I will need to build some sort of mattress. That's super important, regardless of where I camp tonight. I want to have something soft and warm to lay on. It's not going to be cold. It's probably going to be in the 50s. So it's not going to be too bad, but without a sleeping bag and stuff, it could still be pretty chilly. If it should rain at all, I don't think there's any rain in the forecast, but you just never know. And it's been super dewy at night and in the morning, so it might as well be raining. We were in a cloud this morning. So got that. Food. Yeah, I don't know. Catching a fish without fishing tackle is very tough. It's a very big challenge, but we shall see. Perhaps I should have left the door on my toaster oven and I could have trapped a fish inside of it. I don't know. But let's see, signaling. I could probably use either the glass, I could clean up that glass a little bit, and or the aluminum foil to signal like a signal mirror. I think that would probably work. Or, this is the simplest thing, I just take a stick and I bang hard on the side of that toaster oven to make a lot of noise. That would travel a long ways, especially across an open water like this. The sound will travel a long ways. So I could do that. Let's see, food, fire, water. Water, although I am surrounded by water, right? None of it is drinkable per se because of the nasties that might be in it. Now, I could drink it for a short period of time and potentially not get sick. Potentially not get sick at all. But is it worth the risk? Probably not. So finding a clean drink of water around here is going to be a challenge, to say the least. The banks are completely covered in goose poop. And if it doesn't rain, that's going to be tough. Digging some sort of seep well next to the lake right here is a possibility. But again, no guarantee of not getting sick. So I might try that route. Man, yeah, surrounded by water, just like on a tropical island somewhere. You're surrounded by water that you can't drink. And that's a tough situation. 24 hours, not a big deal. You're not going to die without water most of the time. I'll just be thirsty. But longer periods of time, you're going to have to figure something out. So, I don't know what to do about that yet. Navigation, the sun just came up. East-ish. I could lay a stick down in the easterly direction. Like basically this tree right here is pointing east and west right now for the most part. So I know that that's north to my right. So I've pretty much got navigation dialed in without having to use anything in my toaster oven to help me with that. Although I could potentially magnetize some piece of metal right here. Start bending that back and forth. There we go, a jagged, sharp-ish piece of metal that'll probably get the job done. I think one of the biggest points that I'm trying to get across with a silly video like this, I mean, obviously a toaster oven is not a good one-tool survival option, of course. But I think the point that I'm trying to get across is that it's not the tool. It's not the thing. It's you. You are the tool. Your mind is the one tool that you need to bring with you. Be creative, think outside the box, and come up with ways to solve your problems. So I'm on the hunt now for some resources to start my fire. And generally speaking, where I live, white pine is the easiest, is the best material to start your fires, but I don't see any white pines. Poplar is the next best around here. And there are poplars, so we'll shop around for that. Some pine resin off this tree. Once I get some fire, that will help keep it going. That stuff right there, so we'll just hang on to that chunk. That's plenty. Let's check in on our friend JJ, see how he's doing. Beating away on some poor defenseless stick. I think he found some fat wood. So JJ, tell me what your one item was.
My knife.
Let's see this beast.
Look how dirty it is already.
You got it dirty?
Oh yeah, it's not a safe queen. No such thing as a safe queen.
So this is your knife design, right?
Yeah, this is my knife design, fulfilled by Williams Collins.
Your knife sucks. Look at my knife.
That's sexy. Did you sharpen it?
No, it's just jagged. I'll use
wow,
like a saw.
that is dull.
Yeah. No, the other side, the broken side.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah.
You handed me that, like.
No, the jagged sharp edge.
Well,
it'll cut things.
Let's see here.
It'll craft. I don't think.
We could process some tinder.
Yeah, look at that. See? It's handy. Yeah, and it's compact. It's much more compact and economical than your knife.
So much. So much cheaper than my knife. And I say cheap, not inexpensive. Check this
Too
out.
big? Did you find the bottle too?
Yep.
Nice. Oh yeah, look at that. A little rusty, but it should work.
Good
for
it's
tetanus.
a hook.
It'll give the fish tetanus if nothing else. Often found it difficult when looking for resources to be opportunistic, because you get laser beam focused on the one thing that you're looking for, and you often will overlook a lot of useful things in the process. So what I found to be helpful to prevent that is just to slow down. Move way, a tenth of the speed that you normally would. And as you just peruse along, just keep an open mind and keep a lookout for things that might potentially be useful. So here's the white pine that I found. Finding a good quality piece of a white pine is tricky. One of the boys brought a tarp. Smart choice. Birch bark is excellent. got oils in it that ignite pretty easy. Comes off in these like paper strips like that. I'm gonna fill my pocket full of that. Get what we found here. Might be able to, I don't know, should we bend the rule and not use just the toaster oven and use what we could find as well? Tempting. Tempting. We'll take it with us. Maybe we bend the rule. I think that's a good idea. Scavenge, use resources as they come across them. Look at this score of sap right there. Holy cow. It's like the mother lode of dried sap. Look at that. Got a whole bunch of that stuff right there. Some cordage right there, and it's pretty rotten. But depending on what kind of cordage it is, might be able to use that. No idea why this would be out here, but it is. What could we use that for is the question. Could make a pretty awesome debris shelter with this. If you, yeah, look at that. This is like a ready to go shelter. You lean that up against something. I mean, even that, like right there, and then you just cover it with leafy debris and sticks and stuff, and this would hold it all together. That would make a pretty awesome shelter, actually. And it would save you a lot of effort, a lot of work. So we're gonna hang on to that. Look what we found here, friends. We got both of them?
Yeah.
No way!
Look at that.
Look what we have here, friends. If you've worn the inappropriate footwear for such adventures, nature provides. Or in this case, looks like an 80-year-old man provides.
That's so funny.
On this pine tree, this dead pine, there's sawdust from the beetles that are eating it. So that might make some good tinder to put my coal in. They say never collect your fire stuff, fire tinder and stuff off of the ground, but if you can find a sunny patch and pick up pine needles right off of the surface, right off the top, they're generally pretty dry if it hasn't been raining, you know. And it hasn't been raining. Even though it was heavy dew this morning, all of this is pretty dang dry. So I'll add that to my tinder bundle, which all of this may be for naught if I don't ever get a coal. But hey, we got to set ourselves up for success. Bet you wish you had a camp stool. This toaster oven's really coming in handy. I'd like for this to be a little bit straighter. Probably gonna get some high-speed wobble when I start spinning it. That's okay. This looks like poplar. I think this might be poplar, and if it is, that's a good thing. It might work. Gonna use one of these bug holes here. It's kind of my starter. Oh, now we're cooking. At the start, my spindle is very crooked. If I can get it to start, we might have some success. Oh, spindle is a little crooked, and I thought that might be an issue. And turns out, it is.
His primary camp, and that's basically the everybody who's not on the wagon.
Okay.
And the B camp, and that's like the.
Look at that.
All right.
Yeah, I think you got something there.
It's possible. There is hope, my friends.
Why'd you stop?
So there's a process here that you gotta go through, and the process is important. If you skip any steps or shortchange them or think, yeah, it'll be good enough, it won't be. So you gotta go very patiently, very slowly. And what I just did was I burned in my board, basically checking to see if it's gonna work. And then I know where the spindle is seated. It's gonna center right there. And now I need to carve a notch, which is gonna be interesting.
The Coyote can actually run much faster than the Roadrunner.
Wow, I have no idea.
Mind blown, huh?
Yeah.
What?
Everything about our childhood was a lie.
What did you just say to me? You shut your mouth.
That is really funny.
Turns out coyotes are actually significantly faster than road It's all a lie. Everything.
Right. No, when you step into that, like, you find out. Really, really, all of it. Everything.
All one big fat lie.
Spinach doesn't give you muscles.
No, Popeye's a liar too. No, no.
I can't get into how they were fighting over the wrong girl right now, but
Neither does.
Yeah, olive oil. I mean, come on.
What a tramp.
What? The little worm sawdust that came off the tree that the beetles did. I've got grass. I've got birch bark sitting on top of my tray. I've got all of my kindling prepped. I've got pine resin sap ready to go. I think that's it. My hearthboard, I carved a little notch in it right there using that right there. String slipping, no problem. Failures. So I broke my bow, which I kind of expected. It wasn't the sturdiest bow, but I'm gonna go find another one real quick. Stronger bow, and I found some cordage. If my wire is stretching, and that is becoming a problem, so I might be using this cordage that I found. I found some other cordage as well. Ah, the wire just keeps stretching out. The sheathing came off. Yeah, when it gets warm, it just stretches right out. Oh, this old string is gonna break for sure. Look at that.
Already.
It's already breaking.
Make your bow drill.
Gosh, it stretches immediately. we're so close. The string keeps stretching. Yeah, it was. If I could have kept it going 15 more seconds, I think I would have had it. My string is done. So that's promising. It's almost the right color. Looking for that to start turning black. And it almost did, but my string failed. All right, so here's some trash fabric that one of the boys actually found and has donated it to the cause. Possibly. Oh, come on. Nope. Something's not working.
Dang it.
Crooked spindle is not helpful. Oh. With this cordage that was too weak, what I'm doing is I'm just twisting two pieces together like so and making it more than twice as strong. By doing so, hopefully that will hold up to the friction. I'm so close. Dang it. All right, I think we're on plan E, perhaps. I'm gonna attempt to use my net gator here as some sort of cordage. It's interesting material because it is very stretchy in this direction, and it's almost not stretchy at all in that direction. So if I was to make my cordage out of like this seam, which is what I would typically do because it's doubled up, it would stretch a lot, at least to a certain extent. Maybe it would stop stretching once it got to that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this up, try to make string. My little knife here is working good though.
How did I do on my interview?
Your interview?
For the job. Oh,
Terrible.
wait a minute.
You're fired. Before you even get hired, you're fired. Doesn't really want to tear, which is interesting. Doesn't really tear in a unified direction. It kind of just tears randomly. So I have made a reverse wrap cordage out of my net gator that's hopefully strong enough to hold up to the abuse that I'm about to do with it. And if this doesn't work and this breaks, I might just give up on the fire and move on to the next challenge, which is going to be my shelter. That's going to be probably the most important thing. Come on. It's stretching out so bad. Ah! Ah! Yeah, if you had real shoes on instead of like a sissy girl wearing girl shoes, you'd be able to make a fire because you'd have a rope always on hand. But instead, there comes a point in every survival situation when you're surrounded by boats on the lake and you could be drinking nice ice cold beverages, eating dinner with your family, and you decide, you think to yourself, why am I doing this? Why? Why endure this? I'm hot, I'm thirsty, struggling over here to get a fire going with a toaster oven as my primary tool for survival. It's just not going well. It is getting later in the day. It's about 5 o'clock, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've only got a few hours till dark. I should probably, instead of sweating my keister off up here trying to get a fire going, I'd get it eventually. Eventually, I will have fire. It's just gonna take me a minute longer. I should probably get myself some sort of bed. Showed you my spot that I picked out, a little concavity, a cave over there by the lake. Might be a little cooler down there, colder perhaps, but I'm sheltered from above, which is nice in case it was to rain or the dew gets heavy. But the ground is rocky and hard, so I've got to work on that, and that's going to take some time. Well, one of the challenges is to perform a successful signaling type method, make some sort of way to signal for help. And let's say it's across this lake or something. We're on this deserted island. We need to signal for help. I don't have a way to make signal fires. I don't have any of that stuff. However, I do have a toaster oven lid. How's that work?
Yep, it's got it. Yep.
Awesome. And I have not drank any water yet. And in this survival scenario, in this real situation, I don't have a way to really filter my water. I could improvise something eventually with my shirt, and if I had a fire, I could make charcoal. So maybe improvise some sort of filtration method. Digging a seep well next to the lake, pretty close to impossible. It's just rocks. So that's gonna be pretty tough. So I need to conserve the water that's in me in this particular situation, and I'm pretty friggin' hot. I'm gonna take a dip and cool off. Oh, that's amazing. That's the spot right there.
I commend you for doing this.
My toaster oven?
The toaster oven.
A toaster oven survival? You're saying that's not what you would have?
No.
No, it's not.
No, for the record, that is not what I did, actually.
You chose a very practical.
A knife. Which has been super helpful this weekend.
Yeah, you were able to do all the things.
But, you know, if you actually get a fire with this,
Know it.
there's going to be some serious dopamine hit,
Gosh, I know.
right?
I've been
thing
I've been
is-
working on this all day.
We hate failing. We absolutely hate failing.
Hate it so much. I've been working on this all friggin' day. Look at all the cordage I've gone through.
Oh, it's a ton.
I've gone through wires, rope I found around a tree.
There's the wire from the toaster oven.
Yeah, I've gone through my this is what's left of my neck gaiter.
You got to take that one home.
Yeah, whole neck gaiter there. This is some old sil nylon from like a tarp or something.
The,
Ah, so close. It got pretty dark, but no fire. My ego wants me to succeed with this. My ego says, don't quit. Don't be a failure. I should make my bed. I'm thirsty. I'm failing. Yeah, it's so close. Every time I fail or burn through the board, it takes me another 20 minutes to carve a new notch with a piece of jagged metal. I spent a couple minutes cleaning up the roots that are hanging down there, and it's looking like it's gonna be a decent little place to hang out, tucked in underneath the bank here. Just gonna make it flat. I'm seeing a major flaw in my shelter location here is fire ants. Just got bit a few times. We might have to pick a new spot. It is not going well. Not going well at all. Well, my awesome spot that I chose is got fire ants all in it. I don't know where they're coming from. There's no... I thought maybe it was for here. This looked like fire ant diggings, but there's nothing there. I checked that out before I got in there. But man, just all over where I've dug my bed out, fire ants. Which is less than ideal for sleeping situation. So Plan B, or whatever plan we're on now. Lame. No fire, no shelter. Sun's going down. Come on. Come on. Ah, I burned all the way through that time. No love. Frustrating, to say the least. Whew. Listen, I've failed a lot today. I'm not proud of it. I'm not happy. I'll probably cry a little bit later when the camera's off and it's dark and no one's around. Small little whimpers from my side of the island. But I found these shoes. Things are looking up.
And I just ran.
I'm gonna run. That's right. If I needed to, I can just leave and I'll put on my magic shoes.
So you're taking off your JC water walkers here.
Yep. I'm hopeful that there's no...
Look inside there, make sure there's no scorpions.
Oh, he got the Velcros.
You don't know what it's like until you felt Velcro Lake Island shoes.
That is a score. There is no TV show where that has ever occurred.
If only they had laces, I could have made my bow drill fire, perhaps.
Get to stepping.
But they're the right size.
How do they
too.
feel?
They feel good. They're the right size. You know, after a day of losing, sometimes you need a little win. Watch them. Wait. Ready?
Yeah.
I changed it, so then it became EMR replaced EMC, or first responder, and became, it was the same curriculum as the EMC, but now you have EMR, AEMT, and paramedics. So they went back to 3.
Yeah.
It's just they changed the names of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But everybody that's in knows what they are.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Look at
dude.
that.
What is that? What does it do?
Sitting in the middle.
Sun is gone over the mountain there. Beautiful. But my bed is yet to be made. Thought what I would do is gather up some of this moss and kind of lay it down on top of my mattress here. Might make it a little squishier. Oh yeah. Looking good. And these are all sourwood leaves, which are edible. They taste like sour apples. So what you want to do if you're feeling really fancy is you take a sourwood leaf and a sassafras leaf and you put them together and you roll them up, and you can pretend it's a sandwich. Oh, and it's just delightful. I'm doing the 3-tiered. I'm going pine needles. I'm going moss layer right here. And then on top of that, I'm gonna go these nice soft sourwood leaves right here. Those are just gonna get sprinkled. Just a nice little sprinkle there.
Oh my word, that stuff is so comfy.
It's gonna be nice. To tell you what, man, you will never regret making a bed. You'll never regret it. It's always worth it.
Look what I'm doing. I love it it so much.
So there is my mattress. It's probably, at the moment, I don't know, let's call it 8 to 10 inches tall, but when I lay on that, it's gonna get squished down pretty much all the way, within a few inches for sure. But it's still gonna be better than sleeping on the cold ground. And I know from experience, sleeping on the ground sucks. This time of year, I think the high 50s is gonna be the low probably. So it's not really that big a deal, but this is gonna be significantly more comfortable and I'll be able to sleep a lot better. So there is my evening's mattress. What of you?
Who needs a sleeping bag when you have this?
That's right.
So how much of the dang crowd's coming out tomorrow? Well, I guess y'all have to be going to the funeral.
Well, we've got our bedside table here. Charge my phone camera up on that. I've got Cletus the turtle that I found on the beach. Keep him right there next to me, keep me company. I've got my bed and my extra layer. I'm using it as a pillow right now, but I think I'll probably end up putting that on because it is quickly cooling off outside. Oh yeah. Don't want Cletus to get cold. I'll put him in there too. Alright, that's it. Turning in. I'm pretty thirsty. Haven't had any water all day. Well, since this morning. At about 7 a.m. I guess. I mean, obviously I could just walk out there and drink the lake water. And it probably wouldn't kill me. At least not right away. But I could potentially get sick, and that's just not really worth it for me. So I'm just opting out of that. Fire, no love. With more time, I think I could get it. But I ran out of time and out of energy, out of the desire to keep fighting for it, to be honest with you. Signaling, got that dialed in. That glass from the front of my toaster oven would reflect the sunshine from a long ways away. Food, I could forage leafy greens and stuff. Found sourwood and sassafras, and maybe if I searched around, not on the island, I didn't find it. Some of the other guys found all the fishing tackle that was available on the island. I would have to leave the island to find fishing tackle on the beach or on the shore of the lake. Sure I could if I wandered off the island, but no fishing tackle to be had. And catching fish without fishing tackle is pretty tough. What else? Food, fire, water, shelter, signaling, shelter. my fire ant shelter over there. Wow, it would have been such a good spot. Dang. Would have been nice being tucked in there. But I don't like getting eaten by fire ants, so this little leafy mattress is just gonna have to get the job done. What else? Navigation. I watched the sun go down. That's west, roughly. I think I've got that pretty much figured out as well. So we're gonna call it a day. I think it's somewhere around 11 o'clock. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Still alive. The ants last night were just all over me. All night long, just crawling all over me. That was fantastic. But once it got cold enough, the ants went away, which has been nice. So since about, I don't know, I'd say 2 a.m., maybe 3 a.m., I've been able to sleep pretty good in my bed. I think it's somewhere around 6 a.m. now. So good morning. We're still alive. It's time to walk out of here with my toaster oven. Tell me about your survival experience, JJ. How did it go?
Well, I'm glad I didn't bring a toaster oven. I'm glad I brought a knife.
Really?
Yeah, I was able to do a lot of really cool things with my knife.
Huh.
Go figure. I had a really good night's sleep because I took the time to build a primo shelter.
Yeah.
I was able to make a bow drill set with relative ease. I know it was a little bit difficult for you using your toaster oven.
Well, yes.
I commend you for doing it though. And, you know, and all the strings
All the strings
that
yeah.
you made.
A lot of failures.
Plus you sacrificed
My net
your
gator.
net gator
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
I think the audience will appreciate that.
I would have really liked a win on that one. You know,
I
like,
know, I hate failing.
it's the worst. But it would have been stupid to keep pushing and pushing on that because it just wasn't working.
But understand, I mean, I had a fail too. I would say I had 2 fails because for me, it's all about the core 4. I'm always trying to shoot for at least 2 out of 4,
Yeah.
like on the first day.
Yeah.
I'm going to
That's a
say
good number.
on water, I failed. That was hard for me.
You wouldn't want to drink that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the ants, the
yeah,
fire
yeah.
ants.
Yeah, yeah.
Believe me, I would have drank the water.
Yeah, I mean,
And I guess it would have been protein or whatever, but I don't know. Just looking at your water with fire ants all in it, it's like, damn,
unpleasant.
I just made y'all a primo swimming pool, water treatment facility.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a sip of water since yesterday morning, probably around 7 a.m. I mean, obviously I could just drink out of the lake, and that would be fine for today and maybe tomorrow. But then
And it would be
we just don't know.
singing that diarrhea song.
Yeah,
after that.
or I would have been totally fine and there'd be no problems. But
Do you
is it
really
really-
want to take the chance?
is it really worth it for a short-term deal like this? If I was really in bad shape and I was dying of dehydration, I would just drink the lake, drink the lake water. Or I would leave the lake or leave the island, and I would go find me a nice little small stream.
Well, that's another thing. This was kind of like a loan because we couldn't leave our area.
Yeah, the island. We had to stay. At least I made it. I made my rule. I was going to stay on the island, and whatever I found on the island, or I could utilize. And there just wasn't a whole lot. No freshwater sources besides the lake to drink out of. No springs, none of that. But let's see. What did I didn't really accomplish much, to be honest with you. I endured. That's what I did. Oh, hey. Look at that. Hey. I endured. I had a decent bed. The ants were crawling on me all night long, which was really irritating. But other than that, man, yeah, the toaster oven, it was not that helpful for survival purposes.
No, it wasn't.
It did some things. Like I made a sharp, jagged metal cutting edge that I could carve wood to some degree with. It's just really slow to make a notch in my hearthboard. Took me at least
Like
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
At least 20 minutes to make one notch. So
And I did offer him my knife, but he wasn't
nope,
cheating at
nope,
all.
no, we're not doing knife.
He did it. I even offered him a boot string.
Oh yeah, I had to find it on the island. That was the rule.
He didn't take it. He went the distance, for sure. I think the ants were a serious issue this weekend.
The ants were a pain.
That really.
Yeah, my little cave
Annoyed
shelter,
me.
that would have been awesome.
Well, there were ants in the cave shelter. Well, on yours.
Yeah,
Right.
fire ants. The ants that were crawling on me last night were not biting ants. They were just like little black
Like
ants.
carpenter ants or whatever.
Yeah, the ants that were in my shelter were fire ants, and they were biting the crap out of me. My cave.
I was happy with some stuff. I did not think I was going to get a bow drill.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I do not like using pine
Yeah,
myself,
yeah.
personally.
But that's all you got.
But sometimes you got to do what you got to
Yeah,
do.
I was using pine on poplar, I think.
Really? You found poplar?
At least I think that's what it was. It was pretty rotten, but I think that's what it was.
Oh,
It looked like it.
been
It had that
primo.
kind of like greenish color.
yeah.
So I think I could have gotten an ember eventually.
I mean, today, if we were doing it today, I would have had to have concentrated on water.
Yeah.
Big time.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you'd have to find a drink of water.
Because I am so thirsty
Yeah.
right now. Starting to get a slight headache.
Yeah, I haven't got there yet. I was really thirsty last night before bed, and then this morning.
If it hadn't been for the sassafras root,
Yeah,
I wouldn't even have been able to film.
I ate a few leaves.
Yeah, sourwood leaves.
Yeah.
Help.
I'm pretty thirsty right now, actually.
And now we've got this hike out here.
This toaster oven is less than portable.
And he did get his shoes.
I brought all my crap, yeah.
All the trash that we found.
Yeah, the way I see it,
We're hiking out.
if you use it, it's now your trash.
No, you're right.
Yeah. It belongs to you now.
I wonder how the others fared.
I'm sure they're all still alive. Well, I hope they're all still alive.
I'm sure they're still alive. Whether they're thriving, that's another story.
Well, seems like just about everybody brought a sleeping bag as their one item.
Or a tarp.
Yeah, tarp or sleeping bag. One guy brought a lighter.
One guy had a lighter.
All
Yeah.
excellent choices. If I was going to do this for real, and you told me, Jason, I'm going to drop you off somewhere, and you don't know where, you get to bring one thing, what would it be? I'd bring a Bic lighter.
Bic lighter.
Yep.
Solid choice.
I'd have fire, I'd be warm, regardless of the time of year. I can do all the other things pretty easy, but fire is difficult oftentimes, unless you've got perfect conditions and ideal weather and materials. It's never a guarantee. So yeah, a lighter I think would be, I can't think of something I would rather have for the unknown.
I think on this trip for me, it would have been a grill.
Oh, that would have been really good.
That
Yeah,
would have been the bomb.
yeah, water filter would have been awesome. Just sit there and sip some water. And that'd be good.
But I'm not disappointed in what I brought,
No,
for sure.
it's a good choice. Yeah, I mean, a knife's a good choice. I think a lot of people that don't do this stuff on the regular would say a knife. Like if I was in
Yeah.
a survival situation, I'd bring a knife. And yes, if you're skilled enough, you can do a lot of stuff with a knife, and you can make things happen.
You do have to have the experience, though.
Yeah, but you can't make everything happen, and it's definitely not easy. It's
I
difficult.
think the thing is, there's this romantic notion, especially in our circle, that you could take a knife, you could go out in the wild, and you could do everything that you needed to do.
you could build a cabin.
Right.
Yeah, start the fire, build a cabin, do all that stuff. Yeah.
When in reality, it's very hard. I mean, just us getting the core for was really difficult, especially in the span of time that we had
Right.
as far as light
Yeah.
went. Very difficult.
Yeah, it's not easy, and it's not guaranteed. What if it was raining?
Right.
You wouldn't have got that bow drill fire, probably.
No.
It
It would
almost,
have been all about my shelter.
almost certainly you'd just be building a shelter to stay out of the rain.
collecting water.
Yeah, yeah. You'd be building a shelter to stay dry-ish, and then you'd try to collect some rainwater, and that would be
That'd be
your day.
it.
That'd be your day. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, but like I said, a Bic lighter is hard to beat. I think just about anywhere in the world, I'd be happy to have that.
I think we're actually getting close.
We're at the promised land.
I don't know.
It's good. I'm tired of dragging this toaster.
I'm tired of holding up this camera.
Well, that's the end of my video. Thanks for watching, friends. Goodbye.
All right, so yeah, if you're hunting smack digging, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, keep fueling those fires.
Yeah, do that. Do those.
Do that.